Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 32 of our Heart of Midlothian Save Our Bid to take them to the top of Scottish football. And today we can get into the group stage of the Europa League. We face Olimpik Donetsk. Now that's not Shakhtar. It's another Donetsk club. Yeah, they don't really have players per se, but they have beaten Maccabi Haifa of Israel and Red Star Belgrade, or worryingly, to get this far. So I'm expecting a very, very tough game. Ukrainian Premier League, at the top of that, is of good standards. So, yeah, that's going to be tough. But since last episode, where we absolutely dismantled Sigma Omelek in the first leg, we won't worry about what happened in the first game last episode, but we've had a few games since then, and I've been really happy with how things have gone. We played Partick Thistle. This is a newly promoted team, of course. We were just too good for them. Uche at the double, as was Anthony McDonald. You can see we dominated the game. We never gave them a sniff, the poor things. Then we played Sigma Omelek away from home. This was a very heavily rotated squad. You can see there we had Proctor in the centre of defence, along with Luke Fitzgerald. And to be honest, I still felt we were the better team in this game. I think the match stats kind of bear that out. Perhaps just lacked a little bit of cohesion, of experience, whatever it is. But we just couldn't quite get across the line. Brophy again wasn't great. We gave a debut to our Arsenal fullback, a debut to this Ethan Hamilton guy. So all around, it was a productive game, even though we did lose on the night. They went down to 10 men late on. But yeah, I mean, we already had got the job done. And then we went and played our bogey team in the Betfred Cup second round, and we only went and won. Brophy with a goal from the penalty spot. Jordan OC2-2, honestly, a cracking goal from him to wrap it up for us. We went with, they still go with their 4-3-3, but we went with like a 4-1-2-3, I guess, with a DM. And Brophy as a deep lying forward. I tell you what, he looked a lot better playing in that role. So we just may have found a role that sort of suits him in our team. So we'll kind of see how that goes, how that plays out. But yeah, it was a really, really good win. Unfortunately, just in the Betfred Cup, so it didn't mean too much for us. In the fourth row, the quarterfinals of that, we have Dundee. So that looks a winnable tie as well, that one. But today is all about the Europa League. Let's have a quick look at the league table. You can see that win against Partick has just kept us where we should be, sort of in the top half. So that's fine. Early days yet. Yeah, but that loss to Hibs really, really hurt, didn't it? Now, some things to catch you up on the transfer front. We haven't signed anybody, but we are running into a few problems with our good old friend Inaki Dominguez here, because Real Madrid has come in twice for him. He is now very unhappy at me. His contract is up in 2 years, so yeah. We'll try and hang on to him. I'm not getting bullied by Real Madrid or anybody else. You can see Southampton, West Ham, Barcelona want him. He's already had bids from who else? Atletico Madrid's bid for him. I think Sevilla has as well. So he's on the radar of the big clubs, which is a problem for us. But we're going to do our very, very best. And I'm hoping once this transfer window closed, like last time where he became happy again, and then we'll try and sign him to an extended contract. The other problem we have is Bobby Coping. He's coming under attention of the Glasgow clubs. Now, I have offered him, and he's agreed, he hasn't signed up, agreed to a longer contract. So he'll be here for another 4 years on $3,000 a week. Still no release fee. So I'm hoping he signs that, and then we can kind of relax a little bit and not have to worry about him becoming unhappy, or if he does, too bad kind of thing. But that's where we're at on the transfer front. Slightly worrying. I'm not sure Inaki Dominguez is going to be a Hearts player for as long as we'd like him to be. But anyway, this is what we're expecting here. We're away from home in the first leg. I should say what we'll do today is we'll show both legs. I'll skip over the Hamilton game, and we will find out one way or another today if we are going to that Europa League group stage. But I tell you what, already it's done absolute wonders for the finances. Look at that, £9 million in the bank. That it's already been a success, no matter what happens in this tie. But we are the favourites. Take that for what it is. I'm very, very cautious about this because, as I said, it's a good league, the Ukrainian one, and sometimes the greyed out players still represent the quality that sort of they should be if they were actual players in the game. But there we go. You can see that's kind of how we're expecting them to play at home. Away from home, they do tend to change things up, but that's how we're expecting them to play at home. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out, hopefully to get the job done here for us. It's Teddy Smith in goal. It's Mitchell, Herring, Coping, and Michael Smith as the back four. It's Turnbull and Cochrane in midfield. It's McDonald, it's Levitt, it's Clare, in behind the great man Uche. Come on, boys. So they are playing as expected. That is good. This is just all about trying to get away goals, put ourselves in a really good situation going back home and see what we can do there. So Robertson says encourage the players, give them a bit of a boost. Where the favourites go at there. I don't like saying that, but let's go with it. Some calm, we have faith. And if we play to our potential, I mean, that's really all you can ask, isn't it? I don't know what this team is going to be like. I thought Sigma Omelette was going to be a really tough game for us, and look what happened there. But I think, as a general rule, the Ukrainian league is a step up again from the Czech league, isn't it? And you'd expect that. The further you go in these qualifying campaigns, the harder you expect it to get. Can we win that? We can with Herring. Turnbull knocks it down for Levitt. Only just under 3 minutes in. That's a little of a lungy tackle, but Herring's there to pick up the loose ball. Turnbull again. This time for Cochrane. Back for Turnbull. What are we going to do here? Let's not get caught in possession here, boys. They're kind of standing off us a little bit. Claire for Levitt. We're very, very deep here. Levitt should be, I like him a lot higher up the pitch if we could, please. Turnbull for Levitt. Levitt turns into a bit of space. Ball for Dimitri Mitchell. And Dimitri Mitchell's lost out. And now we've got men forward. Are we going to get caught out here? Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. It's a ball over the top. Go on. Teddy Smith. Ho-ho! Teddy Smith. Massive, massive save. Maybe just we won't throw it. Maybe a concentrate wouldn't go astray there. You could just see it coming, couldn't you? We weren't really going anywhere. That is a free kick to us, and that's all good. Yeah, they were standing off us, and you could just see we weren't going anywhere with that. But we're dominating possession, which is good. I do wonder if they're going to try and hit us on the counter attack. We've got work to do again from the set piece here. It's back post. It should be easy. Coping's headed that straight back into danger. That's not good. I'm a little bit worried about how this game is playing out right now. We've had a lot of the ball, but all of the highlights have been theirs. Can we nick this and catch them up the field, I wonder? Come on, boys. Come on. Let's get a block in. Get a block in. Get in front of it. Oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's okay. It's okay. It's still 0-0. They are starting to come back into it a little bit, though, aren't they? Here we go. Levitt over a set piece. Can we find Uche? Someone forward. Coping's there. Uche in the box. He lays it back for Levitt. Levitt with a bit of space and time, and he's got it in the back of the net. That's a massive away goal. First goal of the year for Dylan Levitt, our Welsh midfielder on loan from Manchester United, and he has made it 1-0. Could that be a priceless away goal? Concentrate here, boys. Concentrate. He's done really well. No one's picked him up after taking the free kick. Uche's done well to find him, and he's all alone, isn't he? And does not make a mistake when given a little sided goal there. Excellent stuff. An assist for Uche as well. You don't see many of those. All right, come on, boys, come on. Here we go again. Here we go again. Throw in for Cochrane. Ball for Turnbull. Have it, mate. Oh, he's laid it off for Levitt again. Levitt again. Oh, Dylan Levitt! Where has this come from? Second of the game, second of the season. And that is 2 away goals now as well. Again with the concentrate, please, boys. But Dylan Levitt has just exploded into this season, hasn't he? He really started last season well and faded badly. Keeper did not even see that. Didn't even see that. He was shocked when it was in the back of his net. He started off last year really, really strongly and did kind of fade out towards the end. I think we ended up... Who was in there at the end of last year? It was someone different, wasn't it? Was it Claire? I can't even remember now. But I tell you what, he hasn't half started this season strongly, has he? Here we go. Come on, boys. 2 away goals. If we can keep a clean sheet now... It's looking good, isn't it? It's really looking good. All right, come on, now concentrate. We have seen they do have a threat. They've missed 2 good chances themselves, so it could easily be 2-2. We don't want to get too carried away here. There's the ball over the top. Mitchell should get there to block it. Cross comes back in, away. Oh, Teddy Smith. Jesus, what have our goalkeepers got to do to just catch the ball? We saw it with Glover last episode, and we've almost had a repeat there today. Come on, boys, come on. It's an even game. We can't get carried away here. Levitt has just produced 2 bits of magic to give us a solid lead, but it is by no means over yet. It has to be an assertive, don't get complacent, doesn't it? I'm not going to tell you you are excellent. We can celebrate at full time, boys. Let's keep our heads here. Let's concentrate. Let's keep a clean sheet. If we keep a clean sheet, we've got to be looking good, don't we? We've got to be looking good. We won't change anything. I'm just wondering, are we too high up the pitch? I don't want to sit any deeper than that. And I'm trying to think now, their highlights, it's not like they're playing through us. I don't think closing them down, putting the pressure on them is necessarily hurting us. We'll give them a demand more, and then the next shout, we might give them some praise if it's still at 2-0. We are playing real. I mean, this is away from home to a Ukrainian Premier League team that is obviously good because they're in Europe, so they must be in the top 4 or 5. Come on, boys. Let's concentrate here. Oh, was praise a mistake? Was praise a mistake? Come on, boys. Come on. Put the pressure on them. Just keep them going backwards. Oh, I've got man over there. Man over here. There's man over everywhere. Cross comes in away. Oh, Teddy Smith. He's grasped it there. And it is 2-1. They're only in a small stadium. They're obviously not the biggest club in Ukraine. We'll give it a concentrate, I think. Oh, should I have praised them? That could haunt me, couldn't it? Who's not playing well? No one's playing particularly badly. That's necessarily worth taking off. Highlight starts again. Is it going to continue to be our highlight, though? Coping brings it forward. Levitt is very, very deep. I really would rather he wasn't that deep, to be honest, but it's fine. McDonald looks for Uche. Uche brings it down. He rolls it for Claire. Oh, it's got to be a penalty. Oh, it's a stunning tackle if it's not a penalty. That's a free kick there, but is that a penalty? I tell you what, it must have been a stunning tackle. We'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt there. Come on, more concentration, please, boys. Oh, boys, come on. Away. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Is it going to be our day? Do we need to just start and close this down a little bit, I wonder? Let's do that. The high line always makes me nervous that our fullbacks might get caught out, especially it's Smith that's the bastard for that, isn't he? He always gets caught out upfield. We'll just start to slow it down, though. This is not a bad result for us. Give it a demand more when we can. 3-1 would be magic, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely magic. Claire out for Mitchell. I wonder if we should sit the fullbacks a bit, actually. Claire, can he pick out Uche? He's gone back for Mitchell. Can Mitchell dig out a cross? It's Uche! Oh, straight at the keeper. Oh, we've seen him score so many goals like that, haven't we? Let's just sit the fullbacks. Is there anything else we want to change? I don't think so. Maybe having Levitt on support is the reason he's coming so deep. Let's take Cochrane off the field, given that he's on a booking, and we'll bring Dominguez on for him just for the last few minutes here. I'm trying to keep Dominguez happy, but the fact he's unhappy means I don't want to play him in these big games from the start anyway, and in case he has a sort of a, you know how players can get, they can get a bit stroppy and put in poor performances. So I'm kind of using him in the second, so we'll use him against Hamilton in between the games here. There's a good ball for Claire. Can he find Uche? Oh, it's over his head. It's Cochrane! Oh! Harry Cochrane makes it 3-1. A good finish as well. And is that, I'm not going to say it's the tie, but 3 away goals if we defend well at home. We're going to be in the group stages of the Europa League, and God help us once we get there, because who knows who we could draw. But this is really, really good. Cochrane on the volley. No keeper in the world saving that. Absolutely wonderful stuff. That is 3-1. We'll keep going with those changes. Excellent way to depart the game. We've come straight back. It's too late to give a shout, but we'll say concentrate anyway. Oh, don't do it to me, boys. Come on. Oh, we've got away with it. We've got away. Oh, that was just heart attack, wasn't it? All right, come on, boys. Let's see this out now, please. Sensible stuff. We've gone... It's not the best ball I've ever seen. Claire might pick that up, though. Can he go a quick ball for Uche? This could wrap it up. Uche! Oh, there it is! 4-1. They've absolutely collapsed in stoppage time. And that is surely us in the group stage of the Europa League. The money that will bring in. It makes me wonder if we should look to maybe go... We don't really have... Do we sign somebody? But who do we sign? Where do we need strengthening? The thing I like about our team right now is that it's so young that there's not necessarily players that we can sign that will improve us. Oh, it's a penalty. Oh, this could wrap it up. It's Levitt going for his hat-trick, of course. I think he's a penalty taker. I thought I took it off hat-trick people going for the penalty, but we're over time. We're a minute and a half over in stoppages. Come on, Dylan Levitt. Gets in. I thought the keeper had saved it. That is 5-1. And I tell you what, it's barely even worth doing the second leg, but we will do it because I want to do the group stage draw as well before we end this episode. But we are destroying all before us in Europe. Well done, Dylan Levitt, on the hat-trick as well. Absolutely stunning stuff. We've come straight back. We're 2 minutes over, ref. I think, we can probably call this. They've had enough. This is the team that beat Red Star Belgrade. When I saw they did that, I was quite worried, to be honest, but I tell you what, we are just looking amazing in Europe right now. Absolutely amazing. A passionate well done, boys. 5-star Hearts. I don't know why Naki Dominguez wants to go to Real Madrid. We're better than Real Madrid, mate. Look at us. Look at this. We're high-flying in Europe. Excellent from Dylan Levitt. Guys, wait right there. I'll play through the Hamilton game and we'll be back for the second leg. And then, well, if we don't win that, you'll be a group stage draw as well. Okay, welcome back. Are you ready to make the Europa League group stage? I know I am. We are favourites for this one. We hold just the 6-1 in the end, wasn't it? 5-1. I'm getting ahead of myself. Just the 5-1 lead. Hopefully, we'll see. If we don't see this out, there'll be some problems right there. Anyway, just the one game to catch you up on. I tell you what, we may have overcome our bogey team. 4-1 it was against Hamilton. Now, as you can see, there's sort of more to this story than sort of the initial scoreline looks out. They did go in front just after half-time. They then had 2 players sent off. Now, to be fair, I thought we were the better team, even in the first half. They caught us asleep from a set piece straight after halftime. Then it was an Uche double, Whiten and Dimitri Mitchell that got the goals for us. They just went with their usual formation, more or less our full-strength team, given the state of the Europa League tie. I thought, let's get points in the league as much as you can guarantee it. Let's try and guarantee that. And when they went down to 2 players, we were toying with them, to be fair. We were scoring at will. You can see 67, 75th, 78th, 79th, and then we kind of called it off. Yeah, so that was it was really good just to get a result over that team. You can see that things are looking good in the league again. Rangers are really struggling. Just the 1 win from their 3 games, but we're sort of keeping track with Aberdeen and Celtic, which is good to see. Now let's have a look at the team that we're sending out to face Olimpik Donetsk in this second leg. You can see we are changing things up a little bit, quite a lot. But I think this should get the job done for us. I am experimenting as well, so we'll see how we go here. So it's Glover in goal. Hopefully he'll be a little bit better this time. It's Taylor coming in with Herring, Proctor and Godinho. Now, news on the injury front. Our young Arsenal Usi Tutu has injured himself. He's out for, it was serious, 3 to 4 months with a hip injury, which is really disappointing because I really wanted him and Godinho to sort of bed in this year. And so next year they'll be our first 2 our 2 right-backs when Smith more or less leaves unless we need to keep him. His contract's up at the end of the year. So that's a real disappointment, to be honest. He was looking good. So Godinho plays this one. Hamilton, I think it's our first look at him on the channel. Of course, we signed him on a free transfer from Celtic. Irving, and we're going to try Hartford as a deeper attacking or advanced playmaker. I was going to play Dominguez, but he's match fatigued for this one. So yeah, he's also handed in a transfer request that I've rejected. So problems with Dominguez. If we can get to the end of the transfer window, we'll be doing well. McDonald continues with Lewis Potter. This is the first time we will have seen him. It's the first time we played him on the left as well. He has been playing on the right the previous few times. And I'm going to give Brophy another chance at this deep lying forward role. He looked good last time he played there. Let's see what he does today. So we can see they did change their formation. I was expecting maybe more of a 4-4-2-ish kind of formation from them. But as that stands, we should be able to get down the sides of them there. That should all be fine. They expect to pick up what they left off. It's got to be a don't get complacent, doesn't it? Can we assertively, we can allow complacency to creep into our game here, boys. It's a new game. We want to go and win on the night at home in front of our fans. Let's go. And here we go. Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, I mean, we're 5-1 up. We've got 5 away goals. This should be fine. I didn't go with 2 young centre-backs just to be safe. We did have another bid come in for Coping, but he's also signed, and him and Hickey have both signed new contracts with us. So that's good. That should see off. They're both here for another 4 years now, so that should see off any interest, I would imagine, from the Glasgow clubs for Coping. Hartford spreads a nice ball out there for Taylor. Taylor jinks one in. It's there. Oh, the Brophy. He can score. There we go. Second of the year. First, of course, from open play. He got a penalty as his first goal against Hamilton in the Betfred Cup. But there we go. Brophy as a deep lying forward. Is that how we need to use him moving forward? Good ball from Hartford, wasn't it? In the deeper role there. Taylor brings it down. Nicely done. And yeah, I did say the first header was good. Keeping maybe, just try and get that out of play rather than tapping it back into play. But, I'm not a goalkeeping coach. What do I know? There we go. So that surely is now it, isn't it? That is surely it. So, the good thing about this, the really, really good thing about this, I wasn't expecting this much, to be honest, in Europe this year. What I was hoping is I was really hoping we'd make the group stage just purely for our coefficient. Because obviously the longer we go in Europe, the more coefficient points we get, the higher we go up the seedings, and sort of the easier it gets from there. My thought is that Godinho, good ball. Is Lewis Porter offside? He is offside. Almost his first goal for the club. ideally we'd like to make the Champions League, and ideally we'd like to be, if we could sneak into pot 3, and you can get yourself up the coefficients by doing well in the Europa League. So because if you get into pot 3, then in theory you should be the favourite to sort of parachute down into the Europa League. And of course, the longer we stay in Europe, the more money we get, the more we can invest in the club. The money we get from this year, I really, really want to try and get a bigger stadium. Whether that's... Oh, what a goal from Ethan Hamilton! That's the way to announce yourself as a Hearts player. First goal for the club. And that is a goal of the season contender out of absolutely nowhere. He has lathered that. Absolutely lathered it. Let's have another look at this. Godinho, looked like there was nothing on. McDonald in acres of space. Plays it. It looks like he played it into trouble, to be honest. But Hamilton, on the first time, goalkeeper again, has questions to answer. But that's a really, really good goal. Let's give him some praise for that. Excellent, excellent stuff. Yeah, because I think, looking to build sort of the long-term success, we need to have a stadium that is competing as close as we can to the Glasgow Cubs in capacity. We sell out more or less every week, it seems like. The stadium always looks for another cross into the box. It's hacked clear. Can we get to that? We can. Propped up out there for Godinho. His cross is blocked. Yeah, so that's. I'd like to try and invest the money for this year's Europa League, if I could, into the stadium. Short of that, we'll go for training facilities. Hartford! Oh, he's unlucky there. We'll go for training facilities, see if we can get state-of-the-art facilities, because that's going to help boost the club's reputation as well. And because I don't actually think... unlucky. We don't need to make that many signings at the moment, I don't think, for the level we're at, because we have really, really good youngsters coming through. Dominguez is... I really, really want to try and keep him. But if we can keep the youngsters that we have... We're going to get better every year, because they're going to get better every year. We're not going to have to worry about signing players to improve them. We'll just have to kind of just sign players to fill in where the academy's letting us down, or the players that aren't coming through in those positions. Obviously goalkeeping is one that I do think we need to... Do we say... Well done, boys. Let's just give it a passionate well done at this point. We're playing well. We'll just tell the guys that aren't at their perhaps best... Andy Irving, there's more to come from you, mate. We'll get back out there. Goalkeeping, I think, is a position. But, in theory, we've got 2 4-star goalkeepers. Now, as we get better, that 4-star goalkeeper is going to start to become a 3 or 2-star goalkeeper. That's just sort of the nature of it. But, because if you don't know, sort of the better you get... Your star ratings are sort of based on the level you're at. So if we as a club go up, say, into a higher reputation or a higher star rating, relatively to the standard we're at, we've conceded a goal. Our players will start to look worse. So now, was Glover to blame for that? He hasn't had much to do this game, so it's difficult to know. He's come for it and not really got there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Has Teddy Smith surpassed Glover now as our number 1? Glover, in theory, is still the better goalkeeper, I think. But I just wonder this season if Teddy Smith is doing the better job for us right now. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's easy to sort of look at Danny Glover's mistake against Hibs and be like, obviously he's rubbish this year. But it's one mistake. It was a bad one, don't get me wrong. It's a really, really bad one. But, yeah, I do just wonder if maybe Teddy Smith has become our first choice here. Looks like they're coming at us. He hasn't covered himself in glory there again. Is this going to be, was it Astana all over again, where we just kind of let ourselves down a little bit in the second half of the second leg? It's praising them, isn't it, at half-time and saying, yeah, well done, boys. It should have been maybe a little bit more harsh than that. Let's give it a demand more. We are looking very complacent, which I don't like. Brophy on a booking. Let's maybe get rid of that. Let's bring Innes Cameron on. I want to try him as a target man on support. And in doing that, I also wanted to try these guys as inside forwards. Just see if we get them... Again, I'm just experimenting at this point. So it's a good time to do it, isn't it, in the Europa League? But I just want to see if that makes a difference. Let's bring Hickey on for Irving, who isn't having a great game. And I did want to give Luke Fitzgerald some time here if I can. Proctor, surprisingly enough, is the one that's not playing particularly well here. Let's give it a demand more, and let's make that change. Luke Fitzgerald on for Archie Proctor. Luke Fitzgerald again is a good young defender coming through for us. You can see potentially 4.5 star. So this is the keepers. Tommy Glover, he's not bad, is he? But then you got Teddy Smith. Teddy Smith is a less star rating now, and he's a less star rating potentially as well. I do think that Glover is still the better goalkeeper. He just maybe at this stage of his career has a mistake in him, and that's not ideal, to be honest. But here we go. This is it. We're overtime. Blow it up, referee. It's not the greatest game, but to be honest, this is more or less a reserve team in a different formation to what we usually play. Ethan Hamilton with that wonder goal gets man of the match. That's not bad, is it really? That's a true European superpower, isn't it? You put out your reserves in a European tie, get the job done. And there we go. We get £2.62 million for reaching the group stage. And guys, wait right there. We will end this episode by discovering our group opponents. Gonna have to get a trophy cabinet in here for this Europa League when we win it. Who is this? Hello? Who's this? FC Barcelona? No, sorry, man. I think you got the wrong number. This is Australian Villas. Yeah, Naki Dominguez? I've never heard of him, sorry, mate. No, I could tell you what, I could sell you a holiday house, if you're interested in a holiday house in Australia. Yeah, but I don't have any footballers for you, I'm sorry. Yeah, no worries, mate, no worries. So before we get to the draw, Dominguez, we've now had a bid from Barcelona. He's racking up the clubs, isn't it? That's not a fee that we're ever going to accept for a player that is so good. Basically, I'm saying £5 million, 50% of the next fee, that's what we'll sell him for. And they're not giving us what he's worth. I just keep rejecting his transfer requests. It's not happening. But anyway, let's not worry about that now. Let's look at this group stage. We are seeded 4th, as you would expect. So let's have a look. Where do we sit in the actual seedings here? We are not the worst, but we're not the best either, are we? I tell you what though, 11.5 coefficient points. We could maybe give a shake to the 3rd tier next time around. But anyway, so these are the clubs that are in this thing here. So behind my head, it's Liverpool, Spurs, Villarreal, Dynamo Kiev, Besiktas, Sporting, Sevilla, Roma, Ajax, Inter, Anderlecht, and Bilbao. There's some powerhouses there, and there are some teams that you wouldn't mind getting Anderlecht as your first seed, to be honest. We'll sort of pump these out here relatively quickly till we get down to our level. 2nd seed, so we won't be able to get Celtic, but then it's Steaua Bucharest, it's Bruges, it's Young Boys, it's Feyenoord, and it is, the other team behind my head here is Midtjylland. Then we've got PAOK, Lokomotiv Moscow, Ludogorets, Genk, Sparta Prague, and Karabag. I tell you what, there's gonna, if we could get a group here that we could more than be capable of getting out of, there's going to be some big first seeds, but outside of that, it's not too bad, is it? Bournemouth behind my head here in Pool 3 or Group Seed 3, Pot 3. So we're looking for Partizan, Liga. That's like Liga Warsaw, Molde, Hoffenheim, Malmo, Florentina. There's some big clubs in here. Bate, Rosenborg, Hamburg, Stuttgart, and Montpellier. The third thing, it's like the 4th spot in Champions League, can often be very, very tricky. So we can't get that's a tough group. We can't get that one, so that's good. I'm still looking at this group F with Hamburg, so that kind of takes the shine off of that group. To be honest, Besiktas, Lokomotiv Moscow, and Partizan's not a bad one. But this Ajax would be tough, but Bucharest and Malmo, these would all be decent. All right, so who do we want? We can't get Group A. Florentina, I feel like the ones with the weaker first seeds have got stronger second seeds. That would be okay, I think. Kiev, Feyenoord, and Rosenborg. That's about as good as you could hope for. Group D would be okay. Liverpool, Genk, Hoffenheim. That would be tough. You'd fancy yourself to get out of that group. Hamburg would probably win it, but I'd fancy us against a Belgian and Danish club. Spurs would be tough, but again, that looks doable. That looks okay-ish. Inter, but Sparta Prague and Liga Warsaw would be okay. Sevilla, that's a toughish group, isn't it? Group J is a tough group. Group K, I'd back us in that. Villarreal would be tough. So it's doable here. It's definitely doable. Let's see who we get. We can't get Group A. and we don't. Group B, we get Group B. So we're going to Florence. That's a away trip for you. But Sporting and Qarabag, I tell you what, let me know what you think in the comments. I think, could we beat Sporting? We should be able to beat Qarabag, shouldn't we? Let's chalk that up as 6 points home and away. Florentina, if we get a point from them, we'll be doing really, really well. So it's going to come down, I think it was going to come down between us and Sporting. That's going to be the battle. That's going to be who decides who gets out of the group and who doesn't. But that could be better, but it could definitely be worse. So there we go. That is the group stage. Let's have a quick look at what is upcoming here. And look at these fixtures. So many fixtures. So we will be back. It's Qarabag first up. So we'll be back tomorrow for what we'll do is we'll do Qarabag in the league, and in the Europa League, I should say, and then Celtic in the league. That could be massive. It could be horrible as well. It could be massive. 2 home games. If we can get 6 points there, we're well and truly underway this season, won't we? But anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And please do subscribe. And don't forget to ring the bell if you want to know when I upload new episodes. But until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.